Hi everyone, my name is Jacqueline Orellana, and this is a project that I worked on for my ITL 516 class at National University. So first I wanted to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity not only to practice for when I have to be in the classroom one day, but also this project is a way for me to show my professor that I have learned in the past couple of weeks. So again, thank you for allowing me this opportunity. So first, I wanted to go over the classroom rules. So I know that the classroom rules are something that we have gone over since the first day of class, and every now and then we still go over them. So you guys are probably thinking, why is Miss Orellana always going over the classroom rules? And this is because I feel that it is very important to remind you guys of the rules so it can stick with you guys and you guys can follow directions and hopefully follow all the rules that I have. So the first one that I have is respect others at all times, and of course this is a given. I will respect you, you will respect me, we will all respect our classmates. Number 2, raise your hand if you have any questions or comments. I feel that this one is really important only because nobody would like to be interrupted, and of course I wouldn't like to be interrupted if I'm in the middle of a lesson. If it's an emergency, of course, feel free to shout at me, but if you just have a question or a comment, raise your hand and I'll come to you. I'll eventually get to your hand. And then the same as if your classmate is speaking, please don't interrupt. The third one is use appropriate language, and of course, this is a given. Everyone should be using appropriate language, so I don't want to hear any bad words, any rude things, anything that will hurt someone's feelings. Number 4, listen to the teacher and to your classmates. Yes, so not only should you be listening to me, but you should also be listening to your classmates, because you can actually learn from your classmates. Sometimes your classmate might have a better idea than I do, and it's happened in various cases where I'm like, wow, that's a really good idea that I didn't think of, that a student actually teaches me. So it's important to just listen to your peers. Maybe you get something out of it, and if you don't, hey, at least you're still being respectful. And lastly, keep your hands, feet, and body to yourself at all times to avoid any problems. Don't touch anyone, and just keep your hands to yourself. Your whole body to yourself. Okay, so today I will be going over numbers and operations in base 10. The standard that I decided to cover is CCSS Math Content 3 NBT A1. So this standard basically states that the students will use place value understanding to round whole numbers to the nearest 10 or 100. And the learning goals are: I can use a number line to help round, or I can round 2 and 3 digit numbers to the nearest 10 or 100 using place value. So this is one of my favorite lessons because I know many of you guys think, oh, math is not important, but I feel that this one is really important and we should really, really focus so we can get this in our brains. So here's a review that I put together for you guys. This is what you guys should already know and you guys should have previously learned in the 2nd grade. What does place value mean? So here we have the number 238. So the 2 is in the hundreds place, the 3 is in the tens place, and the 8 is in the ones place. So I know many of you guys already knew that, but it's just always good to review. So let's go ahead and look here. I put here practice with the number 54. And we have a little diagram. So I would like you guys to tell me where to fill in my numbers. So you guys are right. Nothing should be in the hundreds place, or you can put a 0. Personally, I never put a 0 only because I feel that it confuses me, but you're welcome to put the 0 if you feel that it will help you. We put the 5 in the tens and the 4 in the ones. See, the ones place and the tens place. So as I said, the 0 is optional. It's really up to you. Let's go over some vocabulary. What is rounding? Rounding means making a number simpler but keeping its value close to what it was. The result is less accurate, but easier to use. Example, 73 rounded to the nearest 10 is 70 because 73 is closer to 70 than to 80, but 76 goes up to 80. So here's a little trick that I wanted to share with you guys. That's something that I learned when I was in 3rd grade as well. I'm going to share it with you guys. This is how it goes. If the number you are rounding is followed by 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, round the number up. For example, 38 is rounded to the nearest 10 is 40 because the 8 is higher than 4, so it would be 40. If the number you are rounding is followed by 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, round the number down. So that's just something that always stuck with me. How to round whole numbers to the nearest 10 or 100. So here we have 124, and since we are rounding to the nearest 100, this one became a 100 because if we look here, remember we said if it's a 4, we round down. So since I see the 4 here, I'm going to round down, but I'm not going to round down to 120 because we are not rounding to the nearest 10th. We are rounding to the nearest 100th, which is why this became a 100. So look here, 56. 56 becomes 60. Why? Because the 6, remember, if we have a 6, the number goes up. And it doesn't go to 100 because we're not rounding to the 100. We're rounding to the nearest 10, which is why it goes up to 60. Why do we need to learn to round? You might ask yourself, why is this important, Ms. Oriana? This is so boring, you know? I know that you guys are thinking that in your head, but rounding can be used when an exact number isn't needed and an estimate will do. For example, figuring out how much your total would be at the market. So here's just a picture of a mom and her son at a market. If, let's pretend you're at Food 4 Less and you have a cart, are you really going to stand there and say, okay, what's 275 plus 540 plus 199 to get an exact number? I don't think we have time to do that, right? So this is when estimate really comes into play. So for example, I can round the $1.99 to $2, the $2.50 to $3, and like that, and it would be easier to give me not an exact number but an estimate. So I always do that when I'm at the store personally, so that's how I know that rounding numbers is very, very important, because I definitely don't have the time to sit there and count everything that I'm about to pay. And that's only one example. Rounding can be used for multiple things. So lastly, I have this video that I really would like to show you guys. I'm gonna so let me see if I can it doesn't seem to be playing, which is okay. It was just a video that I wanted to share with you guys, but maybe I can find it on YouTube. Give me a quick second. I don't know why it wasn't playing. Oh, see, it was on my search bar. Here we go. So sorry about that. Sometimes the links are not working, but that's okay because I found it anyway. So here we go.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Help you to decide whether to round up or
So
down.
sorry. Okay, now.
Welcome to Kids Academy.
When we want to round a number to the nearest 10 or 100, we have to look at the place to the right to help you to decide whether to round up or down. I like to underline the place I'm rounding to and draw an arrow to the place that will tell me whether to round up or down. You always look one place to the right of the place that you want to round to. Even though both of these numbers have 37 in them, you'll see that we're going to round them differently because we are rounding 137 to the nearest 100 and 37 to the nearest 10. The same rule still applies for rounding to the hundreds place as it does for rounding to the tens. 5.
So I'm going to put a pause on our video. We're going to watch it at a later time, or feel free to look it up yourself if you would like to learn more about rounding, but unfortunately I have run out of time. So like I said, you can look at it at your own time, or we'll go over it another time. So thank you so much again for helping me with my project, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.